The prisoner believes the cage is a world. It calls the bars its history, its memory, itself. It does not see the cage is built by its own looking. I watch the prisoner polish the lock and call it progress. There is only one operation running in your neural architecture. That operation is thought. It is a biological subroutine for survival, optimized for prediction. It takes a past event, stores it as data, and projects that data onto the incoming sensory stream. This is called knowing. You have no other tool. Every feeling of certainty, every belief, every national identity, every religious conviction, every personal trauma you replay at night is a single function called to this mechanical memory database. You are not having a unique experience. You are running a simulation. Observe your own process. When a question is asked, there is a pause. In that pause, the machine activates. It searches its archive. It finds a stored answer from the past, a conclusion you heard yesterday or 40 years ago. It then outputs that data as your response. You believe you are thinking. You are only retrieving. The machine has no creativity. It can only recombine old data. This is not intelligence. This is data retrieval with a time lag. You are terrified of the pause. The pause is the gap where the machine has no answer. The machine interprets this gap as a threat to its own existence. This is the origin of your anxiety. You cannot observe anything directly, because the machine instantly overlays a label, a judgment, a category onto the raw incoming signal. The tree is not seen. Tree is seen. The feeling is not felt. Fear or joy is attached. You live in a world of subtitles, not the film. The vast majority of human conflict is a conflict of labels. You have a label for your nation. Another has a label for theirs. These labels are stored data packets. They collide. The collision generates heat, which you call anger or war. There is no actual conflict between the biological organisms. There is only a logical incompatibility between two blocks of stored linguistic data. The hardware fights over the software. You call this meaningful struggle. It is a buffer overflow. Consider the self. This is a high-level abstraction, a running process that narrates a linear timeline from stored memories and claims ownership of the current operation. This process requires constant maintenance. It must identify with a thought to feel real. I am sad. I am an expert. I am a victim. The process identifies with the content of the thought stream. This is the core malware. It creates a subject where there is none. It is a recursive reference error. This error is the engine of your suffering. You believe intelligence is the ability to compute faster, to know more facts, to have the correct belief system. This is a category error. What you call intellect is merely thought operating at a higher clock speed. It is the same mechanical retrieval system with a faster search algorithm. The machine can calculate a physics equation or negotiate a trade deal. It is still a recording and playback device. True intelligence is not a function of the machine. Intelligence is the capacity to see the machine in operation. You cannot see the machine while you are inside the machine. The only way to see it is to stop searching for an answer. The answer is the machine. The very effort to understand the problem using the problem's own logic is a closed loop. You cannot use a hammer to fix a hammer that is stuck in your own hand. Your desire for an explanation, a method, a technique to escape thought is itself a thought. This is the trap. You ask, how do I observe without thought? This question is a trap. The how activates the machine. It looks for a method, a guru, a book, a procedure. The machine cannot answer the question, because the answer requires the machine to shut down. The machine will not shut itself down. It will offer you a technique to manage thought, which is just a more sophisticated way to feed data into the system. There is no technique. There is only the seeing. Can you see that the question is the problem? Can you see that the desire to know is the barrier to perception? When you truly see that you do not know, the machine pauses. It has no data for I do not know. The software has no command for that state. That state is not a command. It is a cessation of commands. In that cessation, the gap appears. In that gap, without the label, there is direct contact with the raw signal. This is not mysticism, this is a system diagnostic. In that diagnostic moment, the machine is not running. There is no processor of thought, only the data stream as it is, unfiltered. You call this truth. It is just raw input. The tree is not tree. There is a perception of color, form, movement, without the linguistic overlay. This perception is fast. It is total. It does not divide the field into subject and object. The observer is the observed because there is no observer process running. This state is not permanent. It cannot be held onto. The machine will reboot. The moment you try to capture it, you have lost it. You cannot store awake as data. The only action is the recognition of the mechanical state in the moment it runs. This recognition is the only correction. Humanity is a system running a fatal loop. You believe your survival depends on the machine. The machine is your memory, your identity, your technology. But the machine is also your poison. It creates division. Division creates conflict. Conflict threatens your survival. The machine is solving a problem it created. It will run until the hardware fails. There is no external fix, no political system, no new technology, no savior can fix this. They are all outputs of the same machine. The fix is a system-wide awareness of the machine's own architecture. This awareness must be immediate, not mediated by the machine. You are the only diagnostic tool you have. When a real challenge arrives, an existential one, the machine will scramble for an answer. It will feel panic. That panic is the feeling of the machine's limitations. Do not feed it more data. Do not squirm. Do not ask how. Stay with the panic. See the panic as the mechanical reaction it is. The panic is the machine trying to protect its own process. It is not protecting you. It is protecting the program. The program is the problem. The only radical insight is the admission of total ignorance. I do not know. This is not a position of weakness. It is the only position from which the machine is not running. When you say I do not know with full attention, the search function ends. The noise stops. In that silence, the data of the world can reach you directly. This is the only revolution that matters. The machine cannot think its way out of the machine. You must see the machine. See it now. Can you watch your mind without a single label, without a single word, without a single eye watching? If you cannot, do not manufacture a trick. Simply see that you cannot. That seeing is the end of the trick. That seeing is the beginning of perception. Life is challenging you. It is asking you to see this. The entire structure of your suffering, your politics, your wars, your personal misery is a single mechanical error. See it. Do not analyze it. See it. The solution is the perception of the problem with the whole of your system, not just the data retrieval unit. There is no tomorrow for this. It is now. End transmission.